What is going on, guys? Today is Friday or Saturday. I just watched Legion episode 6, and to be honest, that if you haven't watched my Legion series, that around episode 3 I start to cover everything with spoilers, and then the first 2 is more on the production side. So now I will be talking about episode 6, which I will cover very a lot on spoilers, which things that I like and things I don't like. If you haven't noticed that I changed another location, and this is my kind of my vacation location, which I'm on a holiday, you can say that. So I will be going back sooner, in maybe around a month. Please bear with me with this kind of situation with the lights and stuff, because there's not a lot of exposure on my face, so I will be covering it in the video editing. So I hope you forgive me, but I still bring along my camera and my webcam and my my audio recorder here to record some of the stuff. So let's go on to the spoiler review, shall we?
I'm sensing a lot of hostility. You see how unhealthy that is.
We can run. There's just no place to go.
How can a door be there and not be there at the same time?
What did you do to Sid?
Legion episode 6. So to be honest, that Legion episode 5 was really considered the scariest, and then this episode, because it's directed by a different guy, so that's why we can tend to take get a very different tone to it. And this episode is a really huge, big cliffhanger. There's so many things that is unsolved, but in a very good way, because there's so many characters that went into this asylum or mental hospital in a scenario created by Aubrey Plaza, the yellow eye guy, then creep ass. So he created this scenario that where everyone have a mental problem, which I will cover a little bit later on, to the point everything is in conscious in a space where they are all very mental. They have mental problems, which set in the same kind of a scenario with the first episode where David was in a mental hospital, then he met with Sydney, that kind of scenarios. But everything is a bit different and very interesting, to be honest. What I like about this episode is that everything, the tone of it, the flow of it is very slow, but you can personally I appreciate the moments flowing, and then there are certain moments it's a bit chaotic, particularly with Aubrey Plaza's character. When she went a bit chaotic, you can totally sense that there's a chaos of the character. You will know that there's something that is not right. There are a few things I really like, where the first part of the show is that where Aubrey Plaza was interviewing, or you can say having the talk with everyone, and then they started to talk about their problem. Actually, I know that those are their real life scenarios, but the way they turn it is their mental problem. Is like it's not real. So to the point, it make the whole thing very interesting in terms of storytelling, which really did very well in terms of the writing and stuff. So to the point, we have never seen this kind of things as well, because imagine that people telling you that this exists, but the other person would think that maybe that guy went over their head, so it's nothing, whatever they say is real. So that makes the writing very interesting. Imagine if I told you that I saw a monster, people would think that I'm crazy, but it turns out that it's real. So you can totally tell that whatever the kind of scenarios they are facing right now. Okay, I want to talk about this. I didn't talk about quite a long time. Aubrey Plaza performance in this particular episode was brilliant, because Aubrey Plaza is a kind of a very moody kind of character herself. The way she talks, or the way I know she is very kind of chill person and very funny person. She has always been a very cool, very kind of gothic in a way, but her performance in this, she made it very professional in terms of acting. The way she acted in this, particularly in this episode, she was trying to be a psychiatrist for everyone here. So she is very calm, professional. That when there's time to be a very chaotic person, so she is very chaotic. So you can totally see her range of performance in the sense, which I really do appreciate. You can totally appreciate Aubrey Plaza as an actor, which in this particular episode she did prove it very well. So it makes me like her even more. Okay, I want to talk about this part where now that we started to get more information about David. Then in the previous episode, we know David is adopted, and then when Aubrey Plaza was explaining some stuff to David, now that we know, we get more information, is in like he was adopted, then the Aubrey Plaza knows who the father father is, which later on we'll cover in the future episode, which makes it more interesting. Then he found Aubrey Plaza, found David, then they started to bond together. Now we kind of know that his purpose. She was explaining the parasite kind of things or stuff. So we kind of get what the idea of what's the idea of Aubrey Plaza is going to be. So again, like I said, he is going to use his power to control the world in order to be God. So we already know that how strong David is. So that's why this person, maybe he doesn't have the capability to become God. Now that he found someone that has kind of ability to take control of the body, so he has the ability, so he can control the world, then he became God. Now we have the purpose of him. I want to see more potential from this Aubrey Plaza character, more menacing in a way. Okay, there are a few things that really which I did not expect, particularly from this episode, was Jermaine Clement. Even though Jermaine Clement did not show his face in this particular episode, but we do see his kind of figure eight because he was wearing the marine suit. He was trying to help Corey, his wife, Melania, and Sydney from this space, from this consciousness, out of this mental hospital. So he was trying to get them out of this space, you can say that. But still, we don't see Jermaine Clement as an actor in this episode. We know that he is trying to help them, but this also says that Jermaine Clement is also a very, very strong mutant, to the point he can enter another space, from one space to another, try to get their conscious out of that space or zone in order to back to the reality in a way. So you can totally see that how strong, but still a bit undescriptive about his ability. We know that his ability also involves with the mind power or consciousness or psychiatrist or whatever, but we know that he is a powerful mutant. But we want to know more detail about his element, his power. That is what I wanted to know. I want to say this was also episode where Sydney noticed that things are not around. Then she started to read this particular book where this version of reality is not reality, but there's so many things going on. But I like that she picked up so many things along the way that it really makes the whole story very, very interesting. Please, there's no action in this particular episode, but it's more on the consciousness thing and the storytelling, but which I really do enjoy, particularly this episode, which makes this episode really a big cliffhanger at the same time, because she knows that things are not according to what is she supposed to see, to the point that in starting to question her reality in a way which really makes the whole storytelling very, very interesting in a way. So which I did enjoy as well. Overall, there's nothing much to talk about this episode because there's no action, there's nothing very, very exciting other than the storytelling and the big cliffhanger and all the stuff that I just mentioned. But it's still a very interesting episode to watch. It's enjoyable. I can say that because it's a very, very different style of storytelling, and then there's so many things that we still need to explore in the future episode, which makes this episode really, really interesting. But we did uncover some of the unsolved questions, like what was the purpose of Aubrey Plaza and such. So these are the stuff that I just covered, but there's nothing much else to talk about. So this is what I thought about the episode. Like, let me guess what you all think about this particular episode. Is it good for you or is it too boring for you? Personally, I still like it. And let me know what you all guys think about Legion so far. Do you still like the series? And maybe subscribe to my channel to see more Legion future content or episode 7 next week, and subscribe to my channel to see more, and check out my other video as well. So yeah, I think we will still see more stuff in the future, and I'll see you all next time.